or New Creation. So my assumption is they're not going to be here.
I sent the invite link out to each of them.
So we've only got a handful of churches here. I guess first off, Colleen, do you have any reflections back on General Conference?
Well, I came home a little disappointed, and then I sat with it for a little while, and I decided, I was called to take care of MCC Louisville, and I just going to step back out of the politics of the denomination and let them sort things out. I'm still seeing stuff on Facebook that upsets me. I think people are still beating a dead horse with it, and I saw one today, an MCC clergy site, where he's trying to tell the new governing board who to put in for the interim moderator. So I'm just stepping out of it, and I'm taking care of my church.
Did you want to say something, Joy?
Oh, I've just got my, no, not necessarily. I have quit watching Facebook. I think to feel healthy, I need to do that. But I thought the letter from our Council of Elders was good. I also liked what Diane Fisher posted on the Facebook page, a letter. I thought both of those affirmed that MCC has been called to a unique mission, and that to stay together and build unity, we do need to talk about real issues, but let's not give up. Did you all receive the Council of Elders letter?
I mean, yeah, I did. I think it went
Now, I think everybody got it.
Good.
Well, I mean, I think things will. I think as things settle down, things will move on. But yeah, I have to admit, I have not paid attention to Facebook myself. I just decided to tune it all out.
My people were disappointed that no selection was made, and they wanted to know why. So it was hard to shield them from some of the politics, because we had made it a big deal that we were electing a moderator and sought their opinion. And my people really favored one of the candidates, so they were perplexed about it.
Well, I mean, I guess just keep the process in prayer. I guess I'm assuming that by September the 30th, we'll have an interim moderator, because that's Nancy's last day. I know we're missing most of our churches here. We will get an email out so that to let everybody send us, what's been happening at your church by the end of the week, this weekend, so we can get the next newsletter out. And Colleen, I'm going to use what you gave me about remembering Orlando. I'm going to use that as the devotional, if that's okay.
That's okay. I will, if that doesn't come out before Tuesday evening, I will not be able to fill out that paperwork. I leave Wednesday for vacation.
I didn't quite get that. Did somebody hear that?
Yes, she just said that she needs the information before Tuesday evening, or by Tuesday evening. So I'll send that same one out that I sent last time. Yeah.
And Steve, I also did not get an email with the link to this meeting tonight. So I
Okay.
didn't know for sure if we were on or not.
Yes, I don't know if I have your I have calling604@AOL.com.
Well, that's my personal email. The other one is pastorcolleenfoley@gmail.com.
Okay.
Oops. So I guess let's share what's been going on with our churches, and I guess I've never gone first, and I can go first this time. Um, we had our vacation Bible school last week, and there were about 40 kids that attended that, which is a little down from previous years. Um, but that's still a good number. Um, and our August the 15th is our 25-year dinner, and we're having our dinner at a downtown establishment. I think there's going to be, I think we've got reservations for like 275 that are going to be there. So that'll be, we've never done anything like this before for an anniversary dinner. So
What's the date, David?
I think it's the 15th.
Would you like us to come?
The problem is that we're somewhat limited in numbers, and so we want to make sure that the people in the church can get in. So I guess I can let you know if there's any if we hit the ceiling or not. It was hard to find a place that would accommodate enough that wasn't too pricey. Life Journey Church did the General Conference children's and kids programming, and now in the past they've had 40, 50 kids, and they weren't thinking about the expense of Victoria, but there was only like a dozen. So we lugged a lot of people out there for not a lot of kids, but they at the last minute they changed the setup because of the numbers being down. But it really was a great setup. They took some rooms that were adjoined, and then took out the furniture and the beds and everything, and put in tables and stuff. So they had all these connecting rooms. If you had a chance to get down there, but that ended up being pretty good. But I think I think they were disappointed with so few kids. But I'm sure that's because of the expense of traveling to Victoria. Currently I've got 10 people in a membership class, and they'll be joining Labor Day Sunday. We had we had Indiana Fever game night where our kids were on the floor with the team, collecting the basketballs and stuff. So that was a couple Sundays ago. So that had the kids all excited. So that was a lot of fun. And our local, right now we're sort of looking into a big project for Indianapolis, and we have a local outreach board that is working to sort of figure that out. One of the things is because of the LGBT justice issues, which used to be our big thing, it's slowly kind of dwindling with marriage equality and other things uh, radically changing, even in Indiana. So we're looking at other justice issues and seeing if there's a good fit there. So anyway, that's it for Life's Journey. So Steve, what's going on in West Virginia? Oh, I've got one more thing actually. Over the last, I mean, we've been flat in our attendance for a couple years, but it has been trailing off a little bit, and our budget income's been trailing off a little bit. And we've talked to other similar-sized churches in the denomination, like St. Louis and Houston and San Diego and Toronto, and all of the churches are experiencing the same thing. So everybody's trying to sort of put our heads together to sort of figure out, what are the specific, issues or trends that are potential effects of what's happening, and but it's people aren't as regular as they used to be, and I don't know if that's what you guys are dealing with in your churches too. But there's still a large number of people that come to church. They just don't come every Sunday, and it may be attributed to the way times are changing. There's so many demands on everybody that all options and everything. So it's sort of hard to figure. But it was interesting that all of the other MCCs our size are having the same issues. So anyway, so Steve, why don't you share what's going on in West Virginia?
Nothing new really to report. We again probably have the smallest of all the congregations right now. I don't see that changing. So.
Well, I mean, have you had any new people, or has attendance gone up?
No.
No.
No. So there was 6 or 7 of us the first Sunday of the month. There was just me and Mike. The 2 Sundays after that, there was 3 of us yesterday, and.
Well, what about the homeless ministry? Are people attending that?
Yes, there's the one family that comes to church that does that, along with me. Although I haven't been able to do it last month or this month because I'm working on Saturdays. So.
Okay. Joy, what's going on at Eternal Joy?
I want to make sure to invite all of you to come hear Marcus Young give a concert. And we are trying to sell tickets in advance. The concert is Sunday, August 28th at 3:30. And so I'll be contacting each of you and your pastors to see if you'd like to purchase some tickets. He is a gay Christian singer. He's been in the business about 20 years. He's based just outside of Nashville. And he's written some new songs. So this is a CD release concert tour. And he's really got a beautiful message and a lovely voice. And as I said, it's at 3:30 in the afternoon. So for the churches close by, that's doable. Also, I wanted to say that I've been enjoying finding ways to share General Conference with my congregation in worship. The first Sunday I was back, I focused on international topics, and I showed pictures of the different international people, including the preacher we had one night, and talked about MCC being part of a global movement. And then this last Sunday I focused on the Come, Taste, and See from the Faith Statement and talked about invitation. And so we we used some of the faith statement in our liturgy, and I wrote it into the call to worship and into the communion liturgy. And I at first I hadn't really liked the faith statement, but it is so easy to make use of that. So now I'm more excited about it and using it for different things.
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah, because it does have it sort of covers a lot of ground, and so you can even just use pieces of it at a time.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I took, like, the first paragraph was all we used in worship this time. But it's a great message on invitation. I mean, and if you read the report of the committee, they tell you which scriptures they used. So I just had those as our scripture readings, and then talked about Christ's invitation, soliciting our curiosity, recognizing that we have free will, and refusing to batter us, but invite us into something wonderful. We've been doing children's ministry this year. Instead of the VBS model, we have met every other week, and that's worked fine, especially for educating the kids that are part of our church. And we're going to have a field trip in a couple of weeks, so that'll be fun.
Where to?
We're going to the Art Institute, and they're doing a workshop on ceramics there.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and it ties in with the theme of created in the image of God and how we are creative like God. And we've done a lot of stuff on growing, and basically I'm trying to cover the basics. First 2 weeks we did the sacraments in a kid-friendly way, and then we did creation. We're learning the Lord's Prayer, you know, all those things. We don't have Sunday school at Children's Church, and I've got some kids that weren't very churched, so that's why I'm kind of trying to cover all the bases in one summer.
So, Colleen, what's going on at Louisville?
Well, we've got a good bit going on. Right now, today we started aligning our bylaws with the 2016 UFMCC bylaws. And we always do this right after we return from General Conference. So we're doing that. And on Sunday, we laid hands in prayer and anointed our new student intern from the Louisville Presbytery Seminary. So that was pretty good. We're having a new beginners class August 21st. And then those who attend, and we're expecting 5, they will actually join the church September 25th during our homecoming service. That's something we haven't done before, and we're having homecoming service outside and sending out invitations, you know, to previous attendees, and then hopefully bringing in and inviting new people as well. And we're going to have a fellowship lunch where we're going to cook beef brisket, smoke that, and then have potluck. We've got Louisville Pride Festival, our second Pride event of this year, September 17th. So, you know, we've been doing a good bit.
So when you say you're having a service outside, is it going to be under a tent, or is it?
Yeah, the couple that's going to be doing the beef brisket, they have 2 10 by 20 tents, so we're going to put those up. We'll bring chairs outside, and we're going to hook amplifiers and speakers into one of our board members' trucks. And our music director has a portable piano, so he's bringing that. It's not a keyboard; it's an actual piano. So you know, it's going to be fun. Hopefully, the weather will cooperate, and it won't be stinking hot or rainy. And but we wanted to have it on the grounds of where we are, so people can come in and see the sanctuary. And I mean, we might only be there for another year, but we want to let people see this is where we worship.
That sounds cool. I mean, yeah, it's probably been a while since we've done a homecoming thing. That may be not a bad idea. Um, uh, we have our network gathering coming up in October, which will be in Dayton. Um, the overall theme is going to be making our church more welcoming to young adults. Um, uh, we're going to have sort of a young adult committee that will, sort of design worship and plan activities and speak and then serve on a panel. And the flow will be something like on Friday we'll do our Friday evening dinner and then a fun activity that the young adults plan, and then on Saturday, for breakfast time we're going to do something like a coffee talk, uh, and have breakfast and then sort of discuss, sort of have a conversation about general conference, what happened with the vote, plus talk about some of the workshops that some of us attended or did. Barry's going to share his. Stacy will share. I'll talk about the one of the ones I attended. Was there a fourth one? I don't have my notes in front of me, so and then right before lunch, Joy and I are going to go through some study data about church attendance and young adults and the millennials and what are trends and things that they look for, and then we'll have lunch, and then after lunch we'll do the worship that the young adults plan, and then after that we'll let each of the young adults share their own insights, and then we'll have a panel discussion with the young adults on the panel, and then those of us in the audience will be have a sort of a back and forth conversation. So that's what that will look like, and that is at Eternal Joy. And the hotel, we've got a hotel that's only $44.99 for the night. It's a Red Roof Inn. Johnny, of course, getting us the great discount. And so, and that all we'll have the registration and everything coming out with the next newsletter.
David, how safe is this Red Roof Inn? A couple years ago when we met in West Virginia, a Red Roof Inn was one of the chosen hotels, and they actually had a drug raid going on at that time. I mean, sometimes it's better to pay a few dollars more and stay in some place that's a little bit safer.
I guess, I mean, Joy, do you know this hotel that we're getting?
No, I really don't. I think, isn't it the one Johnny used to work at?
Yes, it is the one that he used to work at.
Yeah. So it's away from the city center in what generally would be a safer neighborhood. Whereas the church is downtown. I don't think downtown's unsafe, but it's subject to the crosswinds of the city. Whatever's happening in the city might happen downtown, but the hotel's further out.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to think. I think we're getting $25 or $30 off the regular rate. On that hotel. But I guess I'll look it up and see where it's at and what it looks like. I mean, I've already done that, but it's been a while, and it looked like a pretty nice one.
I'll ask Johnny. He'll know how safe it is.
Okay. So Barry, you've been pretty. Oh, Barry. Oh, he's gone. Is he here?
We just lost him like a minute or so ago. I don't know what happened, but he dropped out.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people aren't here, so there's. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share before we go into some prayer requests?
David, I thought I was on the last call. But weren't we doing some different things with the retreat? I thought William was doing some stuff for us. Was that not possible?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
She's referring to the network gathering, and yes, he is going to be doing things. I think Vera
Yes,
was
that's
talking
right.
to him.
Right. He's on the he's supposed to be on the committee for the young adults.
He's on the committee. Okay.
I thought he was going to do a workshop on.
So the young adults are going to be planning part of the agenda.
Say that again.
Young adults are going to be planning part of that agenda.
The young adults are going to be planning the fun activity Friday night and the worship on Saturday after lunch.
I thought they were doing some of the workshops.
No, yes, I mean yes. They're going to be speaking and then on a panel.
Okay. Because I thought that they were doing a lot of it so that we would be hearing from them.
Right. I mean yes. I mean actually they're all afternoon.
Okay, just kind of clarifying what we're going, direction we're going in.
Yeah. I mean I think I only repeated everything that we talked about last week.
Sorry, I missed that call. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I wasn't on that call, so I was just clarifying.
Oh, okay. I'm going to send out something anyway, so you'll get something. Sorry about that. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, are there any prayer requests that we should be keeping track of?
Just continued prayers for my sister.
And prayers for my sister.
What's going on with your sister, Kathy?
Been diagnosed with cancer. It's in the lymph nodes, but they still haven't located the origin site. So she's had a PET scan, mammograms, MRIs. The only thing they have not scanned yet is her actual brain. So that's being scheduled. So we're still waiting to find out exactly, where it's located. So they haven't started any kind of treatment or anything yet. So it's, it just doesn't look good. But we don't know anything definitive yet. Of course, my mother's taking it very hard, and she's really concerned. So just prayers for my family. My sister's a primary caregiver for her 13-year-old son who has some very rare disease that has him increasingly crippled, and he's in a wheelchair now. And her husband was blinded in one eye in a work accident several years ago. So it's just, they both depend pretty heavily on her. So our family situation is pretty rough.